Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and welcome to a new episode of Sipping with Jeremy. Today we're going to be reviewing the spirits from Fosforo Mezcal. Located in Huehuetla, Mexico, Fosforo is created by 4th generation mezcalero Aaron Alva Sanchez. Now what's really cool about Fosforo is that unlike a lot of the mezcal producers out there, they're using specifically just Tobola agave for their mezcal. Now a lot of mezcal is made with espadín because that is the easiest to cultivate and to grow, shortest time as well. But Aaron made it his life goal basically to find a way to make Tobola agave sustainable and just take that painstaking time. So espadín typically takes about 6 to 8 years to mature. Tobola, you're going at least 10 years, 10 to plus years. So it's a lot of patience. And Aaron has found a way to do that in Rancho El Gallo, and he has now made Fosforo Mezcal for us. So we have two that we're going to be trying today. Fosforo has their Joven, which is just their young, which is just, distilled, bottled, and ready to go. And then they have their Con Penca, which after distillation they throw into glass jars for 1 to 3 months, and they add the leaves of the agave to the bottle. So what that does is, besides giving coloring, also adds flavor to it and makes it very distinct. I myself have not seen a agave distillate outside of Fosforo that is done with the pencas in the aging process, but it does give it a very distinct flavor profile. Tobola is one of my favorite distilled agaves, so I'm going to like this flight a lot, but I hope y'all are going to enjoy it too. Let's go ahead and get started with the Joven. I'm biased. Tobola is one of my favorites, so this is always going to be something I really enjoy to try. But this is a great example because there is a lot of earthy soil kind of characteristics to me when it comes to Tobola as an agave. And this does pull that out. There's a little bit more of that salty kind of soiliness to it. You get some really nice vegetal, herbaceous flavors from the agave too. You get a little bit of that white pepper, more of that kind of roasted green note too. And then there is some really nice stone fruit here too. A little bit more apricot, kind of richness to this. But then it's just really easy and it goes very well with the more robust kind of earthy characteristics of this mezcal. It finishes very green, a lot more savory on the profile. This is one where I imagine if you throw a rock in there, if you throw a little bit of ice, a couple cubes of ice in there, you will get more of those creamy richness flavors. You get a little bit more of that stone fruit that will come out. But if you're drinking it straight, you're going to get a lot of those herbaceous, more savory flavors, which I'm a huge fan of, which I love Tobola for. So I will usually drink this neat. Now let's move on to the Con Penca. So with the Con Penca, the first thing you notice is the coloring. If you remember the Joven that we just tried, that is clear as could be. And this, you get this really rich color. I would think this is a reposado mezcal if I just looked at this and someone just poured me, oh, here's a mezcal and poured this to me. I'm like, okay, you gave me an aged one. Cool. I didn't ask for age, but cool. But let's go ahead and try it and see what it's like. Some of these flavors you would expect on a aged mezcal if it was aged in oak, but given the fact that this is glass aged agave that just has the pencas added to it and it gives it this much flavor, it makes it really unique. So up front you do still get some of those soil kind of earthy flavors that you got in the Joven, but then there are some really vibrant toasted cinnamon. I would say oak spice because that's really the only thing I know it as, but it's not oak spice because there's no oak to this. But there are some more of those baking spice characteristics that pop. They just give you more of a vibrancy here. You still get some really nice, rich stone fruit. I would say kind of more supple, richer stone fruit than you do in the Joven. And then it does finish off very vegetal and very white pepper savory. So there are still a lot of the same characteristics that you get in the Joven here, but there is a roundness and richness that you wouldn't expect from a agave that isn't aged in oak at all, but just has, again, the leaves added to it, the pencas added to it during its time rested in bottle, that gives it this really cool coloring and then also gives it some really distinct flavor. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap up this episode of Sipping with Jeremy. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the links below where you can purchase Fosforo from our store. Have a great day, and don't forget to drink well.